What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Movie Mob Podcast, premiering today, July 4th, 2025.
That's right.
Joining me in studio, as always, Mr. Matt Samson.
What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
These are good times, you know.
Behind the cameras, pushing all the buttons, is the awesome producer, Josh. And live from Gotham City, Captain America himself, RJ Curreri.
You're not just wrong, you're stupid. I just moved.
And you're ugly, just
I'm
like
in
your
Metropolis now. You see in this background?
Oh, yeah, I got Luther.
Yeah, you got Luther Core back
I finally
there.
got out of Gotham. It wasn't looking good. Rent was going up. Crime was going up.
Yeah, well, you know, when they have that Zoran Mandani guy going in there,
Oh, my God.
There it is.
A big guy.
What are you going to do, though? Everybody, you know, every now and then you need a communist, don't you?
Oh, listen, clean it out, you know.
Who doesn't need a commie every now and then?
Every once in a while. You know?
Right.
There you go.
Sometimes you, I don't know.
I'll leave that before we go down a dark road.
Yeah.
I'm a Lex Luthor guy.
Yeah.
Good guy.
I like my billionaires bald and angry.
There you go.
And Bezos.
Bezos, yeah. He just had his birthday party. Usher performed.
His wedding. He
Oh,
just got
wedding. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Imagine it was like $100 million wedding.
Usher got the call.
Can I say something about that?
No, you can't. All right. So the first time, of course you can. Go ahead. Go. Come on. Yeah.
What are some of those people doing there? Like, why is Sydney Sweeney and Orlando Bloom there?
Oh, I'll tell
Are
you
they
why.
friends?
I'll tell you
That
why.
seems like a weird mix.
They're good-looking
I'll
people.
tell you why. Because Jeff Bezos spent $100 million on the wedding. So he probably paid to have, you know, top celebrities there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Brady was there.
He's a Legolas fan, you know.
$100 million, dude.
He loves Lord.
Just broke up with Katy Perry.
Oh, good for him. Good.
Who did?
Orlando.
Orlando
Oh, yeah.
Bloom.
After like what? Like a decade, right?
I
They were
will
together
say-
for a
I think
while.
he cheated on her.
Oh, well, I will say I've been playing California Girls all week. It still holds up. Great song.
But would you rather Two Towers or California Girls?
Was the song of the summer? No, I definitely Two Towers. Two Towers.
Thank
I
you.
have to think about it though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Movies are doing pretty good right now. I don't know if you know this or not.
Oh, is that?
You've heard of F1.
I wanted to talk about F1.
Well, we're going to. It's actually our first topic.
All right. How about this?
F1, the movie, its opening weekend did 144 million worldwide. And I mean, a couple of movies did pretty well. 28 years later, passed 100 million worldwide, biggest grosser of the franchise.
Wow.
How to Train Your Dragon live action remake has grossed 454 million worldwide. But F1, what did you? I got a couple of questions here we can jump into, but first I want to hear your thoughts on F1. Are you gonna go see it? Have you seen it already? What?
Well, I've talked to RJ and he liked it. Hear what he has to say, and then I also talked with Eden, and she was very eager for us to review it.
Nice.
So now we get the support. I'm definitely gonna go see it this week. I think
Okay.
I'm maybe gonna go tomorrow since it's Tuesday, like $10 at AMC.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna see it, man, because we've talked about it so much. We're so sick of like the Marvel, Star Wars. This is kind of something a
Just
little
want
different.
something original.
Something a little different. F1. I kind of like it. An aging like superstar, Brad Pitt.
F2, F3.
Gets pulled in for one, life. Brad Pitt's fucking awesome. It looks just sick. It looks like a high T movie. I'm gonna see it.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I'm all about it. Everybody loves a good action thriller.
Yeah, it's good shit. It's easy watch, I'm sure.
Car chase. Yeah.
You don't have to think. Like I don't want to think.
Around in a circle.
You know? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
It's a race. What are you gonna do?
I like that.
Yeah, look, they're making a left turn. Oh, they're making another left turn.
There it is.
Okay.
F1.
Yeah, F2. All right.
All right.
Couple of questions though. And RJ, what did you think of F1? Let's get in there.
I saw it Saturday night at 10 p.m. I'm not a late movie guy, but I couldn't get seats to anything else. So I stuck it up and I did it. Listen, it's a fun ride. I did have 5 beers before I saw it, so I would like to see it again. But I enjoyed it a lot. Listen, I'm not going to give my review now if we're going to talk about it later. All I'll say is like the story's not going to blow your socks off, but you're going there for the visuals and you're going there for Brad Pitt and the music. Hans Zimmer, I didn't realize he did the score going in, and I knew immediately. I mean, he never misses.
Oh,
He never misses.
You're so right though. Like a movie like that, what do you think you're gonna get like this amazing like story? No, you're gonna see it's Brad Pitt. Everyone knows fucking Brad Pitt.
Well,
he's racing cars. It's gonna look sick. Hans did the soundtrack. You don't have to think too much. You're right. You go out before, you get banged up before, and you go lick,
Yeah.
and just point and go, "That's sick," you know.
Please drink responsibly.
Yeah.
We are
No,
not advocating for
we
getting
need
banged
more
up.
movies
No,
like
we
that.
are. We are. We
We're-
are. We absolutely are.
We're
Do
not.
It. It's a free,
I'm not.
Do what you want. You
I'm
know?
not advocating for getting banged up before you go and see anything. But all right, that's fine. Good. Matt can
Well, I was just last
please
thing,
direct
the only reason I
all
was
court
expecting,
filings to Mr. Matt Samson. Go
That's
ahead.
fine with me.
Go ahead, RJ. What's up?
the only reason I was expecting a little more from the story was because Joe Kosinski's coming off Top Gun Maverick, so I thought maybe it would have like that special story. Like Top Gun Maverick had it all.
Yeah, it was a special movie.
Yeah. So that's what. But I think this is a great blockbuster summer movie. It's very 90s. We're back.
We're back. Yeah,
Oh.
that's good.
That's good to hear.
I like to be back. You like to be back?
I'm all about back shots.
We're all back.
back shots.
Right. So, what movie will break out next at the box office? Is going to be Superman. We got a couple of contenders here. We got Superman. It's tracking $145 million opening weekend.
They already know this, huh?
Fantastic Four is tracking $155 million opening weekend. I know. And Jurassic World Rebirth is tracking $135 million opening weekend. Which one do you think, Matt, is going to be the big one?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Superman, and I'm not just saying
Now,
that.
is this hopeful thinking? Wishful
No,
thinking?
honestly, I really think this is both. I think Jurassic Park, I think it's played out. I mean, how many movies have there been since there's been like, is this like 4 or 5 in the last 10 years?
Mm.
And like they're all like kind of like, it's kind of,
Yeah,
you know what the Jurassic Park has become, kind of what Transformers, ended up being. Like the first, it was cool at first, and like their action, and they look cool. They might go, but like it played out. Like I'm not gonna go spend $22 to see that. Fantastic Four, I think, has a chance just because it's Marvel and it's people have been waiting 20 years for new Fantastic Four movies. Big names, has a chance. But I really think Superman, just because it's the biggest name. Like I know just our friend group, we're gonna see one of those 3 movies, and it's gonna be Superman. I think a lot of people feel that way.
How do you feel about 28 years later surpassing 100 million worldwide?
I'm actually surprised, but it's a lot of people I talk to are like really like want to see that movie.
Yeah.
Eden wants to see it. Mike McShane wanted to see it.
Well, that's it.
Yeah,
Right there.
I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
That's the big 2, but I really didn't think anything of it. But I guess it's getting a lot of legs here. So.
I'm personally waiting until it comes out on HBO Max so I
Yeah.
can watch the movie that was shot on the iPhone the way it deserves to be watched on my iPhone.
There you go.
Then I'll watch
You
it
hate
that way.
theaters. Nick hates theaters.
Nick does not hate theaters, and I'm also the editor of the show, so that won't be included. Anyway,
I like that.
moving right along. You like
We just
that?
censor anything we don't
Yeah.
like. I love
Anything
it.
that's bad about me doesn't make the
We
final cut.
Censor it. It's great. I love it.
Matt, are people
Thanks, man.
coming back to the theaters though?
I think so because I think in the last few months you're kind of seeing a rebirth from the writer's strike. I think all these movies are starting.
Jurassic World Rebirth.
Yeah, there you go. Hey now,
Yeah.
all these movies are kind of starting to file out now. Mission Impossible, Superman. We have a string of movies coming out soon, like all the ones you just said. So I think people are finally starting to. I mean, not like it used to be, but like a little bit better than it's been in the past year or so.
RJ, what do you think? What's going on here, man? Are we all going back
I
to
think
the
it's
theater?
a great sign. I mean, obviously, you look at this and you have a bunch of sequels and a remake. And then you have an original movie in F1, but it's kind of just an ad for F1.
That's fine.
So, like, obviously, we'd like to see a little more original stuff, but I think this is a start, right?
Yeah,
I do.
I would say so.
When is the Odyssey supposed to drop? When is that?
Next year.
Yeah,
2020
next year.
summer.
We should be getting the
2026?
trailer soon. I think the rumor is they're going to be a trailer in front of Fantastic Four or Superman.
I think that, like, remember, obviously Oppenheimer and Barbie. That's all anyone talked about for a year. I think Odyssey, if it's like that, has a chance to kind of, because it's rare. Like a movie takes over pop culture, or like a show, or every once in a while. I think Odyssey, if it's good, if it's that good, has that chance. So,
Got
Well, we got
legs.
bangers
Yeah.
on the horizon. We're going to talk about it.
dude, I'm excited to talk about one script. I don't, a little later in the show, but
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. RJ, I think the theater thing is good. I think that's what the way movies were meant to be viewed was in the theater. It's it's the big screen.
That's right.
I just think if they can somehow reduce the prices,
Yeah, man,
this
that's
would
crazy.
explode even more.
So it's funny. I was actually talking to my mom about this yesterday. Not about movies specifically, but just in general with regard to the price of eggs and all this other crap, right?
Way up.
And I said, I go, what if everyone in all of the industries everywhere, right? What if everybody was just like, let's just go back to the 90s. Like, what if everybody just collectively dropped all their prices
That'd be,
down to
I
like
mean,
nothing?
I love the night. That would be great.
Do you know what I'm saying though? Like, what would
Yeah.
happen?
You know, I'm not smart enough to tell you.
I don't know
economist,
either,
so I
but
don't
I'm
know.
just saying, like, what would actually happen?
I think it'd be great though for us.
It's not like people wouldn't make money. I mean, they were in the 90s when things were cheaper. People were still making money. They would just make a little bit less.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can you imagine if they were like, this
inflation's a
month
weird
only, we're
thing,
doing
like,
a $10 movie ticket, you know,
dude,
for everybody.
It's as much as I love Mission Impossible. Me and Christian went to IMAX opening weekend. I think it was $24 a ticket, and that's just for the ticket. Imagine you bring a family of 4, you get popcorn, like soda, and I mean, it's over $100. You know?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Oh, that's nothing.
And on my side too.
Go ahead. Go say it.
With the AMC list, like I pay $28 a month for that. I can see 4 movies a week. Now I'll probably see 2 to 4 movies a month, but the casual person might not want to or have time to see those movies too. So it's a tough trade-off.
Yeah.
They need to find a balance in between them.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. Get this, ready? Saturday morning, I never take a day off of work. I said, I'm going to take the day to myself.
That's nice.
And I said, I'm going to treat myself. And I'm going to Uber Eats. Ready for this? I'm going to Uber Eats Dunkin' Donuts in the morning.
Oh, I would have picked it up for you.
No, you wouldn't.
Wow.
Listen, we're way too far. My point, though, ready? 2 coffees, 2 sandwiches.
I want to guess how much.
That's it.
Okay.
2 coffees, 2 sandwiches.
Can I guess how much?
Please.
Oh, they large coffees?
1 large, 1 medium.
I'm going to go with about $15-16.
Are we counting the fees and stuff?
Oh, and I got a couple of munchkins.
I'd say like $20.
So this is from Dunks.
This is from Dunks.
$20.
Massachusetts Dunks. Uber Eats. I was definitely
Uber
lazy.
Eats.
I understand.
I'm going
that,
$31.
Right? Okay, so you said how much?
I forgot it was Uber Eats. All right, I'll say $28.
28. RJ said 31.
Yeah.
Okay, with the tip. With the tip.
Yeah.
$48.67.
Get the fuck out
I swear to God. I swear to
Pay
God.
that in installments.
Dude, $48. This
bro.
is like beyond. I don't know what this is, dude. This is just crazy. I don't even know how people are like. And the thing that's so dumb is me. I'm the dumb one because I paid it. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it that we allow for this crap? People should just say, well, I guess I don't have the Dunks anymore. You know what I mean? Like, whatever happened to a coffee maker?
The Uber food ordering, Airbnb, they like throw on those random fees.
And by the way, it says click here. There's a little I, little lowercase I in a circle. It says for information.
Yeah.
It says your fees, and then it says click here for more information about the fees. But there's no breakdown. It just says these are fees and what the fees are for. But it doesn't tell you like the actual breakdown of what the fees are going to.
Yeah.
It's
None
insane.
of it goes to the driver, probably.
Well, this is the other thing too, right? So I seen this video recently on it was like either Instagram, TikTok, one of those reels, right? A guy got an Uber. It was $145. The Uber ride. It was $145. And he said, he goes, listen to the driver. I don't care. I'm just asking for my knowledge. What do you see out of this ride? Like, how much do you get out of this ride? Guess how much he gets, the driver, for $145 Uber.
I bet like maybe half.
Guess a number, please.
$80.
All right. Okay. RJ, how much?
Wait, am I guessing a percentage or?
No. Give me a number. So out of
guess?
$145, what amount of that goes to the Uber driver themselves?
70.
Okay. $48.
Crazy.
Wow. That ain't
What
right.
the hell is it going toward? What is it paying for? If the money isn't going to the person who owns the vehicle who's doing the driving, where the fuck does the money go?
Uber.
It's insane. Dude. I've never heard anything like this in my life.
Get an Uber.
Here's the thing, Nick, right?
Go ahead, what? Tell me I'm wrong.
All you need in order to do that is a driver's license. But I'll tell you what they don't have. A license to kill.
Well, you know who does? Great transition. You know who does have a? You know who does? James Bond. There he is. That's right. Amazon MGM announced Denis Villeneuve as the next James Bond director. Denis beat out Edward Berger, Edgar Wright, Paul King, and Jonathan Nolan, Chris's cousin.
Oh.
Amazon eyeing a 2028 release. Yeah, his brother, whatever. Same thing. Reportedly want an actor under the age of 30. So Tom Holland, Jacob Elordi, Harris Dickinson are at the top of the list. Denis will not have control over Final Cut, a decades-long aspect of the franchise.
Hmm.
So we got a question here.
I got a lot of thoughts. Just
One, is Denis the right choice? And I got a follow up. Who is your favorite, Matt, to play Bond?
Yeah, I think he's. I mean, my first choice would have obviously been Christopher Nolan. He's
To direct?
I would
Okay.
have just gave him control of the franchise, kind of like The Dark Knight.
Mhm.
I think he's probably like if there were power rankings of filmmakers right now, like currently, I'd put Nolan number 1, but I wouldn't put Denis. I mean, I might put Denis 2 or 3. I mean, he's been hot. I don't know if he's made a bad movie. However you feel about the Dune movies, they're beautiful.
Yeah, sure.
They look really nice, and he gets big names, and I think they're well made. So I think he's a great choice. He's pretty hot right now. He's kind of like in his prime. I think he's entering his prime. To play Bond, I mean, I don't think under 30. I mean, I feel like that's kind of like cutting your options a little short here. I mean, that's really young, but I guess they want someone for a bunch of movies.
Yeah, they want someone for the next decade. Probably.
Definitely. I'll tell you what. Definitely, you said Tom Holland. Definitely not him. He's definitely not a Bond. I mean, he's more of a Spider-Man. He looks like he's in high school. I like him, but not a Bond. You said Jacob Elordi. I mean, he's a good actor. I don't think he'd be my pick.
Yeah, if they were remaking, Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Good.
I want. If Idris is too old, that's who I want. I would say like younger. I mean, we've said it a million times. Richard Madden, Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Even Aaron Taylor Johnson. I feel like those guys.
Yeah, that's my pick.
They're all middle aged. They're in their prime. They're all good actors, and they're all cool as hell. Like they all have that like aura, that James Bond needs. So that's what I would pick. One of those 3.
What about like an Austin Butler? No.
Maybe he's
Austin Butler.
Yeah,
he's a great actor. I don't know if I want him as Bond.
He's not British though.
I'm sure he'd be fine. I'm sure, but like
I think we're losing RJ to the left here. What are we talking about? So what? You can't put an accent on?
I know, but if we don't need Elvis Bond.
Okay, well, I'm just saying Sean Connery was Scottish. So what are you gonna do?
That's true.
I think he could. I think he could do it. He's an excellent actor. He wouldn't be my
first pick. He sounded foreign.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Go ahead, RJ. What do you think?
On the topic of Denis,
I know.
Is he the right choice? I think he's a great choice.
Yeah, I bet you.
I'm with you, Matt. I think Christopher Nolan, obviously was, I think, everyone's number 1 choice.
Yeah.
If I had to bet on it, he probably didn't want to do it because he wouldn't have final cut. And I think that's because Nolan always wants creative control over what he does, and that's fair. And that's interesting that his brother Jonathan Nolan wanted to do it because he typically doesn't do like films.
It's stupid.
He directed. Go, Matt.
Nolan's the type of guy you hand over the keys, and you just you know what I'm saying. Like I understand them wanting Final Cut Amazon, but like if you can get Nolan, that's like getting LeBron. You just say it's yours, whatever you want. I mean, you give that up to get him. But I don't know.
But you would think Denis, they would give that to Denis too, based on what he's done.
I guess
he just doesn't have the name recognition Nolan does yet.
Okay, here's my take. Here's where I'm at with it. Nolan, obviously, Final Cut, no question.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of a hot take.
You know what you're gonna say?
Okay.
The way that Nolan does the weird time thing.
Yeah, it's always an element.
Do I want to see a James Bond movie in reverse? I don't know. I don't know if I want to watch that.
No, I think Denis is a more interesting pick.
Yeah, I like Denis Villeneuve. What I'm really curious about, RJ, and of course, me, I could take it to the business level.
Sure.
The Broccoli family's out, right? They did a big fucking in memoriam.
The Broccoli's.
Yeah, but they did a big in memoriam at the whatever. So if they were still involved, I'd understand if they had Final Cut because they control the franchise. Fine. Who has Final Cut right now? Bezos? Who the fuck
Amazon.
Who the fuck has Final Cut?
This is where I'm worried.
This is what I'm saying. So like, they imagine, RJ, imagine you direct a film, you don't have Final Cut over the product, and every fucking cut how many cuts are we going to go through before they go, yeah, that's the one? Especially people like at Amazon who, no offense, fuck it, offense, I don't care. Pay me, and then I won't have offense for you. But Amazon, they're not filmmakers. They bought film. You know what I mean? They bought the stuff. They're just doing this as a money thing. They're not into making movies and stuff. You know what I mean? So like, what the fuck do they know about? Which
explains why they want Tom Holland and Jacob Elordi. It's a marketing thing. The other report is that Denis doesn't even have final choice over who plays Bond.
That's not good.
That's actually
See, like, and I'm
doesn't make any
surprised a
sense.
director like him would agree to do it with
Well,
these circumstances.
So hold on. On the one side, we don't know what Denis getting offered. You know, to
he's definitely getting a bag.
Well,
He
yeah.
better be getting a bag. Number one, and then number two, would you, if you were a director, would you want your name attached to a franchise like Bond or something like that? I would. I mean,
well, he is a big Bond fan.
I think it goes two ways because it's kind of like Christopher Nolan with The Dark Knight. Like he's attached those movies were sick, and he's forever. He's the guy who made that happen.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a big name, a big franchise. So if these hit, I mean, he's a legend forever. Everyone fucking knows James Bond, and he made him. But at the same time, it's like there are a million hands in the pie. It's getting muddled up. I feel like that's when things start to go to hell. You kind of need, I feel like it's better when you have kind of like one vision. You know what I'm saying? Sort of like a million different little things. I feel like that Star Wars kind of ran into that when they got rid of J.J. Abrams.
Do you guys feel like, to me, like when I picture a Denis Villeneuve Bond, I picture like a gritty, like Sicario type thing here. So I can't see Tom Holland or Jacob Elordi like fitting into that tone.
Not Tom Holland. I just can't be James Bond. I like him, but he's not Bond.
yeah, yeah.
He's Spider. You know what I'm saying? Spider-Man.
Yeah, but like, and like, out of all of the secret identities or whatever, Peter Parker's like a child.
Yeah,
like
exactly. He's a young kid. Yeah,
very young.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think Tom Holland's the right pick necessarily. Nothing against Tom Holland.
No,
by
I
the
like
way.
him. I like him.
And you know what's funny about Tom Holland? I didn't know this until recently, and I'm sure I knew it. I just was reminded and thought, oh wow, I didn't even think of that. The movie about the tsunami that happened.
Impossible.
Yeah. I didn't know that was him. Like I didn't put two. I saw that when it came out, and then later you see Spider-Man. Whatever. What a great film. We need to see him do something more like that again. I mean, that was.
I'd like to see him in more roles. Tom Holland. You know.
Yeah, he was incredible.
Well, I'm pumped to see him in the Odyssey.
Yeah, same. I think
the bottom line is when it comes to casting, not everyone can't play everyone, right? People are right for certain roles. You know, it's like
sure,
no, it's true.
Yeah, I don't know. In my head, though, when I think of James Bond, I think of like a Sean Connery. You want high T,
yeah,
high T.
You need a cool guy.
You want someone who has to shave 3 times a day. You know what I'm saying?
You want someone who's like woman want and guys want to be. You know,
like a younger John Hamm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
John Hamm, I could see like the look. I'm saying.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a look.
Obviously younger, like an Idris Elba. I love Idris Elba. I think he should play Bond. I think that would be such a good.
Yeah, kind of like an alpha male, you know. But he's also kind of cool. He's slick.
And I don't know. I don't think that Idris looks that old. Like, how old is Idris Elba?
He's probably 50.
52.
But he looks great. He looks really good.
But look at someone like. Hold on, RJ. Hold on. Look at someone like Brad Pitt, who's in his 60s.
It still looks good.
I think Idris Elba's gonna. I think Idris Elba's gonna look great into his 60s too.
I think
there's no way he couldn't play Bond.
If Idris has another 10, 15 years, I think.
And let's back it up here a little bit, because not everybody's Tom Cruise. I mean, he does his movies, and that's like a selling point when he does all his own stunts. But let's be honest here. You don't have to be a Olympic gymnast to play James Bond. And even if he did do some crazy stuff, like you can use stand-ins and stunt doubles and all this other crap, plus half of it's CGI anyway these days, especially if Amazon's doing it. I guarantee you this is going to be the Rings of Power equivalent to James Bond, and I'm really not excited for that.
Dude,
I hope not, man. I trust in Denis.
But have theater
you know who would be a dark horse?
Listen, hold on. Whoa, I trust in Denis too. I'm not downplaying that, RJ. What I'm saying is the guy doesn't even have final fucking cut and has no say over who plays Bond. What the fuck? He's completely handcuffed.
I'm just hoping he wouldn't walk into something as bad as this sounds.
Yeah, we'll see. Either that, and you know what? I'll give him a pass. If he's getting like 20 mil for this, I'll give him a pass. You know what I mean? Because I would have done the same thing. I would have done the same thing. If I was getting a huge bag of cash to be a director of a James Bond, fine, no problem. I'll do it. You pick everything. I'll just sit in the chair. No problem.
True.
Actually,
you know who I think would be a good dark horse pick though?
Who?
Bond, Theo James from The Gentleman and White Lotus.
So I saw this. I sent you this, right? I sent you the.
He's got a very deep voice.
He's got the look.
Yeah, you can throw up those percentages.
He's got the look. Oh, they're like betting odds.
And he's a good balance of like he's not in his 20s, but he's also young.
Yeah, he's like in his early 30s.
He's very Richard Madden. Him and Richard Madden are on the same page.
Richard Madden literally did it in Bodyguard, and I thought that was a very underrated show.
Right. See, I think if they casted Bond around then, he could have had a chance. But I think the time's passed.
His name's not as big as it was with Thrones.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a post on Instagram where people are voting.
I don't know where they got those numbers from.
I don't either. I'm not even going to say the numbers, but Henry Cap, Tom Hardy. I guess but I was going to say the same thing. Theo James would be a great one. I'm not a big fan of this. The guy from Bridgerton, Jean
Renee.
Page.
He's too
Renee
pretty
This
boy.
guy, no.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy, maybe.
It's not.
I like the first
but
guy
look at Theo James though.
He
How
could
you
do it.
doing?
He could do it.
The first
the top guy. What's his name? Aaron Pierce, the new Green Lantern.
The one that has the highest number on here anyway.
Yeah.
Dude,
Aaron Taylor Johnson is not going to be Bond, bro. Look
no,
at
that's
this
a bad
guy.
picture. That's a bad picture.
Bad picture.
That's a bad
He's
picture.
not
That's
gonna
a bad
fucking,
picture.
That's a bad picture.
Yeah.
They're trying to bury
okay,
him.
listen, Aaron.
That's a fuck picture.
Trying to
He
bury him.
drips
That's
aura.
great.
You see him in Bullet Train?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
walking on the
Yeah,
train.
he's got aura.
Yeah,
Big
sure.
aura.
Yeah, I got aura for you.
Oh my god.
Stick around after the show.
Oh my god, Joe.
Aaron Pierre.
Who's this guy? French guy?
I guess I don't know, something like
Oh.
that. He could do it. High T.
He's the new Green Lantern.
I don't know him.
You will if you watch Green Lantern.
It's true. Probably not, but
Bro.
dude, that's a bad act. That's a bad pick. Pull up.
All right.
There's a scene
Josh,
of
you
Bullet
gotta-
Train.
There's no pulling up.
get
There's
Nick
no
a better
pulling up.
picture
We don't
of
have
Aaron.
time. We're not pulling
oh,
anything
fuck.
up. We don't have time for that
Poor
crap
guy.
right
I
now.
like
All
him.
right. But I
Buy
think
it.
some of these picks that were dumb to me was the like Cillian Murphy. I don't want him to be Bond.
It's Tommy Shelby.
Whoa,
right?
Whoa.
No, listen. This is not an attack on Cillian Murphy as an actor. I'm just saying I don't want him to be Bond. Cillian Murphy does way like deeper character development role. Bond, you got to be tall, dark, and handsome, and know how to aim a gun.
Yeah.
Good with a
He'd be
martini.
a great Bond
Yeah,
villain.
right. Shaken, not stirred.
Yeah.
I mean, the
There you go.
lines are like nothing. I'm not.
That's great.
Listen, I like
Yeah,
Bond.
that's
I'm
fair.
not saying,
That's
but
fair.
this is like it's Pretty Boys Club.
I don't know.
for
Yeah.
James Bond to me.
Tommy can get suave with it. Tommy
And to me,
Shelby.
in certain lighting, though, Killian looks a little
Yeah.
Skeletor to me. He looks
He's a little skinny. He'd beef up a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, and I don't,
It
but
would
see,
be
here's the thing.
it would definitely be a different Bond.
I don't want to see him beefed up. I want
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy in a remake of The Machinist. Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, you want those cheekbones popping?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I want that. That's where I liked him as Oppenheimer. He was a frail old guy. You know what I'm saying?
Tommy.
Oh,
Yeah. I liked him as Tommy Shelby
He's
too.
awesome as Tommy.
I liked him as Tommy Shelby, but he wasn't beefy as Tommy
No,
Shelby.
he's
you
skinny.
know?
He's a skinny guy.
Yeah, he's a slim dude.
Yeah.
But the thing that I like about Cillian Murphy is his character
He's a
development.
great actor.
He, you just totally
He
forget
does a
that
big
you're watching
aura.
him.
Big aura.
The aura's insane.
Yeah, big aura. Yeah, that's good aura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well,
so
hopefully Bezos is riding a high after his wedding and he'll let Denis have final cut.
all right. Now,
Yes.
I just want to make sure. Do we have Josh? Can I get that bulletproof shield before we, get into the next topic? Anything like a riot shield in between me and Matt? Just because I don't want to get hit in the face with anything. When I say
An
that,
absolute creamer.
yeah. When I say
Oh, we're going
this,
into it.
that there was a script, RJ, that was recently finished, and while I prep myself here, would you like to dive into this? Go ahead. Tell us what happened.
We got the Batman 2. The Batman Part 2 script has been finished.
Oh, swipe the eye. Oh, my
Matt
God.
Reeves and Matson
There it
Tomlin,
is.
they posted it on Twitter.
Thank the
Not
good
the
Lord.
face, Matt. Not the
Thank
face.
the good Lord. No, I'll shoot over there.
How do you
Yeah.
feel?
I'll aim at Josh. Yeah. There it is. No, listen, I was on top of the Prudential. Good thing I checked my phone. I scurried down immediately, I said, oh, I gotta wait a little bit,
So bad.
Scurried down. No, can I
So
say, it's about damn time. It's about damn time. I mean, the original Batman.
I'm gonna need a sentimental.
Yeah,
You said it's about damn time. Go ahead.
About damn time.
Yeah, she's skinny.
Oh,
now.
that's who
Song-
should play
song
Bond,
doesn't hit.
Lizzo.
Yeah, no, it
Lizzo
doesn't.
should play Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my God, Lizzo.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
yeah.
She never. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Yeah, no. Batman 2. No, but dude, I mean, how long has it been? It was March 2022. So we're now, past
Yeah.
3 years.
We were shooting Cadillac. when that
Yeah,
came out.
dude. No, dude, we were still in college. This wasn't even a show yet. It's about damn time. And I honestly couldn't be more excited. I think this is gonna, do big numbers, big things. I think we're ready for it. So I need it.
RJ, how do you feel? Go ahead, lay it out there. I'll go last. Go ahead.
I mean, listen, I'm pumped. It definitely quells some worries.
Oh,
I think I was getting a little itchy whether this thing
Well,
was going to
quelling.
get canceled or not. I didn't know because sometimes, I like James Gunn, but sometimes he has lied in the past to the media about things.
which
So
like,
I didn't know if he was kind of blowing smoke.
okay. But we're talking about the media
What?
here. Like, do we care that he lied to the media? Like, he's got to say something in these interviews, you know. And if he's got to keep stuff
no,
on the
I'm
wraps,
just saying though, if he says, "Oh yeah, Matt's still working on the script, it's still getting made," what if it's not? You know what I'm saying? But
well,
now that we have
sure,
this is a good sign.
sure. He's got a lot of stuff
Yeah,
going on. Matt Reeves.
it's supposed to
And,
start shooting next year,
right.
beginning of next year.
And he probably, you know, listen, these things take time. I feel like, and I don't want to get political. Okay. No, hear me out though.
Okay.
I will say though that in the last 6 months, the news and across the board, it doesn't matter what you're talking about, but everything seems to be like the flavor of the minute. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like everything is like brand new every single day. There's more stuff. You go to like talk about something in a podcast, or you go to watch a podcast, halfway through you're going, this is old news.
Here today, gone tomorrow.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like they're and James Gunn said this in an interview recently. He was like, just give the guy a fucking minute, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
That's fair.
not everything has to be done today. Like, give it a minute.
That's
you know?
It has been like it's going to be 5 or 6 years by the time this comes out between movies. But I do agree with you.
Right. No, you listen. You're not wrong.
You know.
You're not wrong. And other stuff
a good
is
part of
happening
that
in the middle.
quote too is like he's like, you like the first movie because of Matt's script, so let him take his time.
Yeah, like why rush it if it was good the first time? At the same time, though, I don't know. You know, it's a Batman movie. How difficult could it be to continue on a story?
Listen,
Come on.
I'll say this: if it bangs, you know, if it's like as good as the first, then like we're all going to be like, oh, worth the. But if this movie comes out 5-6 years and it's not good, we're going to say it took you 6 years to do it, because that's what happened with Game of Thrones season 8.
Yep.
It took 2 years to make, and it fucking sucked. And then we're all like, it took you an extra year to put out this piece of garbage.
Well, and this is the way I look at it too. Is like you had this big, beautiful wave of support. So the Batman, the first one with Robert Pattinson,
Everyone
it
loves
drops. Everybody's in love with Colin Farrell as the Penguin, and the movie dropped. We reviewed it, and then we talked about the Penguin coming out. I think 6-8 months later, they started talking about that in production. We went through that entire thing, reviewed every single episode after it came out, and now they've just finished the script for the second movie. That's a pain in the ass to me. Yeah. That's the part I don't
this
like.
Movie should be hitting this October.
That would have been so good to catch the end of that wave. And I don't even think that they're going to have legs for a third, personally. If this doesn't come out for another 2 years.
It's supposed to be a trilogy. So
well, whoop-de-fucking do, RJ. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that they won't make the third. I'm saying I don't know if it's going to be good enough
I guess we'll see
to get someone like me to go back to the theater for the third, because I didn't see the first one in theaters.
Yeah.
I will see the second one in theaters after the Penguin. I thought that was done very, very well.
I guess we'll see how this movie is,
We'll see how it goes.
I am still slightly worried that there is a chance that James Gunn tries to pull this into the new universe with David Corns.
That'd be a mistake. That would be a mistake. It
would be a mistake,
Yeah.
but I don't know. But from a studio perspective, does it make sense to have two separate Batmen at the same time?
No, but I think
I don't know.
This franchise is. I mean, you can't watch that Batman movie and then watch the Superman trailer and tell me that.
No, they're completely different.
I mean, I mean, that's just anyone with a pulse can. So I just think, I think because Matt Reeves has been so good, and I think because the Batman is kind of, people love it. So I think it is weird. You're right, RJ, but I think you just leave it and you just let him do it.
Yeah. I mean, he is probably the most popular superhero in the world. So,
dude, he's the biggest. I mean, him and Superman are probably the two, even as big as Marvel is. I feel like, you ask my mom or like anybody, like name two first names, Batman, Superman,
Well, that is true. I feel like Batman breaks the mold. Like, even if you don't like superhero movies, everyone likes like The Dark Knight.
Yeah, dude, The Dark Knight, like when that came out, wasn't even like everybody saw it. Even people who didn't like superhero movies.
Yeah, I mean Oscar nominations, like
Christian Bale, like everyone fucks with Christian Bale, like that. Everyone knows Batman. So
yeah.
We have
a little bit of time here. Can we get into a little bit of an op-ed, a little opinion piece here?
Oh, this is nice.
RJ texted me this. James Cameron says
Oh,
Ready?
I was going to bring this up.
James Cameron says Christopher Nolan not showing the darker effects. This is a little bit of a throwback, but it's the 4th of July, for God's sake. Just relax. Nobody's watching this. They're all watching fireworks. Give me a second here.
Sure.
You should be watching this before the fireworks because it drops at 6 p.m.
That's right.
Sun doesn't go down. It's the summertime. It doesn't go down till like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock
Plenty
at
of
night.
time.
So everybody should be watching this. 3 p.m. on the West Coast, 6 p.m. on the East Coast. Watch it.
That's right.
All right. Subscribe while you're at it. You fucking. All right. James Cameron said Christopher Nolan not showing the darker effects of the atomic bomb in Oppenheimer was a moral cop-out. It's not like
this guy.
It's not like, this is his quote, it's not like Oppenheimer didn't know the effects. He got one brief scene in the film where we see, and I don't know, and I don't like to criticize other filmmakers' films.
He is.
But he's doing it.
But there's only one brief moment where he sees some charred bodies in the audience, and then the film goes on to show how it deeply moved him. But I felt that it dodged the subject. Let me tell you.
Him. Fuck James
Let me tell you
Cameron.
something, James.
This is
Fuck
such
James
a bad
Cameron.
take.
Let me tell you something, James.
I can't stand him.
I think it's insane that someone who spent 12 years to make a cartoon about blue people.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Is upset at the guy who made an atomic bomb practically. I think that's wild. And by the way, if you're a filmmaker out there, I don't think you should ever critique another film at all of any kind if you're not going to go out there and make it yourself. What's the last thing James Cameron made?
I'm anti-Avatar. The Avatar 2?
Yeah.
Is that the
That's
last one?
Avatar.
It took him 15 years in between movies.
Right.
This guy.
Yeah.
F him.
And
I'm just like mind blown as a filmmaker that he interpreted the movie so incorrectly.
It's
like
is
the
it
whole
not
movie is
absolutely
from
bizarre?
Oppenheimer's perspective. He wasn't at the place where the bombs went off.
Exactly. So there's no way. And by the way, there were no, as far as I know, there were no like technology back then to the point where like this, like if someone dropped an atomic bomb now, it would be
footage.
We would see it everywhere. I mean, it would be everywhere.
Yeah.
Back then, nobody even knew the fucking thing was happening. They were like, "Oh wow, what's that?" Up
Yeah.
It's got boom, gone.
Yeah, it'd be
you know,
no footage, no YouTube videos.
and he had to imagine it, which is kind of the whole point. He sat there and he's imagining what it would look like to be one of those people when he's in the audience and they're all cheering for him and stuff, waving American flags, I might add.
I feel like that was an extremely eerie scene when everyone gets white. Like that was kind of
one of the best scenes in the. And after that scene, you have the scene where they're sitting in the room and they're telling them how many people died.
Like that scene specifically, that
Like,
kind of was like
yeah.
daunting. That was kind of, you know what I mean? That was kind of,
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of stuck with you, you know?
Right. And that's my point. I just feel like, first of all, I think it would have actually been really gross and like a callous.
How do you show that?
So the movie's fucking 3 hours.
But, no, I'm just saying, I feel like it would have been like, Christopher Nolan would have been mercilessly attacked, I feel, for showing a bunch of, for showing it happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think James Cameron should just fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to make a movie about fucking blue people every fucking 12 years.
What are you talking about?
You don't have a right to say. I can't stay.
Wild.
He thinks he's like the creme of the creme. I mean, this guy walks around like he's, big man on campus, James Cameron.
I mean, listen, he has a few of the top highest grossing movies of all time, but he's very pretentious. He's
extremely pretentious, and I think it was all like 30 years ago,
Yeah.
And two, I honestly, his high grossing movies, this is me, I think overrated. I don't like Avatar, Titanic's, whatever. Alien.
Titanic's all right.
He did Terminator, right?
Terminator. You know what? I will tell you, Terminator's pretty good. I watched it recently.
Terminator's probably the best thing.
I watched Terminator recently, and that was his first one.
No, that was good.
The first one. From there, everything went to shit.
Terminator 2 is awesome. That's a great movie.
Yeah, it is. Terminator's good. Listen, I like Titanic, and part of the reason I like Titanic was because they built the ship and sank the ship again. I thought that was great. Yeah. They built it practically. That's a great move. Yeah. Ever since Titanic, everything has been the way of CGI.
It just sounds like it's in poor taste because it was such a great movie and Nolan's such a great film, and he hasn't really been doing anything lately. And now he's going to sit back and, play
with all his billions.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, dude. Just
cheap
shut up.
Shot.
And he
cheap
says,
shot.
I usually don't criticize.
Just shut up,
But Nick, we talk about it all the time about how, one of the cool things about filmmaking is if Martin Scorsese made an Oppenheimer movie, it would look drastically different from Nolan's.
Sure.
But it would still be good. So this was Nolan's take. So it feels like Cameron's imposing what he would do in the movie.
I don't think. See, that's where I disagree, and that's why I'm pissed off about this because it's different. If James Cameron had said, "Wow, that was a fantastic movie," Very interesting take from Christopher Nolan, because if I had done it, ... that's a different way of doing it. He's saying that it's a moral cop-out and that here's what he should have done. Hey, James, take a
he's
billion
saying
of your own money
way to do
and go make an Oppenheimer movie. And let's see what you do with it, you fuck.
Real.
How about that? You know?
I concur.
Put your money where your mouth is. If you think, and that's the beauty of like filmmaking to me, is if I made a movie and then RJ made a movie and then Matt made a movie and then Josh made a movie, all on the same subject, you're still going to get 4 different movies. And some people are going to like one of us, and some people are going to think that one of them sucks and whatever. And like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But like, it's not difficult, especially when you're a multi-billionaire. Cash out some stock, stop driving down to the Titanic in a little bubble. And why don't you spend some money and make a movie and do what you know what I mean? What you think the rest of the world needs to see if you feel like the story wasn't told properly. But don't sit there and one of your own community, who's, by the way, Christopher Nolan's like one of the greatest of all time.
I think he's better than Cameron. You know, that's just my opinion.
The way the movies are made, sure. Yeah.
I like his movies better.
Yeah, it's way more compelling and interesting, and there's way more of it. But that, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has their opinion.
Is what it is. Like I said, I've said it a bunch of times. I've said it before, Matt. I'll say it again. Movie Mob premieres every Friday at 6 p.m. So make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a beat. Nick Williams' show is out every Monday. Mostly. We've taken a couple of weeks off, a little mini hiatus. You know what I mean? Well, you got to celebrate the holidays.
Yeah, that's right.
Take some time to yourself.
That's nice.
I got a business to run. What are you going to do?
You got to do it.
A lot of good stuff on the horizon and lots of good things happening in the future. Matt, any final words?
Yeah, just quick. Just 3 seconds. Quick question.
By all means, take 4 seconds.
We can talk about the Bear new season? Are we gonna watch that? Talk about it, or no? Are we axing
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
So I haven't seen season 2 yet.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Axe it. Never mind. Shut it down. Shut it down. Right.
Yeah, I got to watch season 2 and 3, and then so season 4 is coming out when?
It just came out.
Okay.
Like 2 days, 3 days ago.
Wait, you haven't seen season 2 with like the 7 Fishes episode?
No, I haven't seen season 2. I watched the first one.
On.
No, because what it was, RJ, is I watched the first season, and then I got rid of Hulu. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So I just, there's so many different things.
19 different
Now
services.
I've got, you know what I've been watching that's really good on Apple TV Plus?
What?
Murderbot.
Okay.
I watch It's got Skarsgård in it.
I like Skarsgård.
Skarsgård plays the...
Which one?
Which Skarsgård?
The tall one.
Okay.
The
older
Alexander,
one. The Northman?
The Northman?
Maybe.
Okay.
From Succession?
Big Little Liars. He's in that too.
It's not the kid from It. It's
okay. The good-looking one from Northman.
Oh, it's his dad.
No.
Yeah, you're thinking of Alexander from Succession.
Yeah. He plays
the guy who buys the company.
He plays a droid. Yes, exactly, from Succession. Yes, you're absolutely right. Yeah. He plays a humanoid droid or whatever. No, but it's like, he looks like him.
Yeah.
Without the mask on.
I haven't heard of this.
Honestly, it's cheeky. It's kind of funny, and it's
cheeky pine.
I think it's very interesting because we have all of these thoughts on technology and AI and all this stuff and how it's unrelatable. But the funny thing about Murderbot, at least in my opinion, everybody should watch it. But the funny thing about it is that you relate mostly, in my opinion, to Skarsgård, who plays a robot. He has this inner monologue that he's like talking about stuff, and he's like, "These humans are idiots," and all this.
He's right. He's right.
It's very funny.
Apple TV's been putting out some good shit.
Yeah, they put out some good stuff. I watched Silo too. I thought that was all right.
They just did F1 too.
Oh, they did F1?
They produced F1. Yeah.
So if they produced F1, is it's still only in theaters though, right? You can't watch it on.
Yeah, they're still releasing it in theaters, which I think is great.
Good.
Yeah,
and it'll be on the service after. Like.
No complaints there. I think that's awesome. No, it's great. Movie Mob every Friday, 6 p.m. And Matt, you good? That's all you got? Well, maybe we'll talk about the Bear. I don't know. Eden, should we talk about the Bear?
Should we talk about Ginny and Georgia? Season 3.
We'll definitely talk about that one.
I'm watching it. I'm 2 episodes in. Love Georgia Miller. So
go ahead, RJ. What do you think?
No, I was just gonna say probably an F1 review next week if Matt sees it.
I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it this week.
All right. Maybe I'll
IMAX.
If we all want to go, Josh, I don't know what you're doing. This week we all
figure it out. We'll figure out what we're doing, and maybe F1, F2,
just
F3,
don't have
F4.
beers before.
RJ, take it away.
How you doing?